Signs is a science fiction thriller directed by M. Night Shyamalan. The film stars Mel Gibson as a former priest named Graham Hess who discovers mysterious crop circles appearing on his farm. As the story unfolds, he and his family must grapple with the unexplained phenomena and the potential threat they pose. One of the most notable strengths of Signs is its atmospheric tension and suspense. M. Night Shyamalan is known for his ability to build a sense of unease and anticipation, and this film is no exception. The movie effectively uses its rural setting and the unknown nature of the events to create a feeling of isolation and vulnerability. The film's pacing is well crafted, gradually revealing information and escalating the tension as the mystery deepens. The use of sound, especially the unsettling sounds associated with the extraterrestrial beings, contributes to the overall sense of fear and unease. Shyamalan's signature twist-style narrative is also present in Signs, offering surprising revelations that add an extra layer of complexity to the story. Additionally, the film explores themes of faith, destiny, and the unexplainable. These themes are interwoven into the narrative and add depth to the characters' motivations and reactions to the strange events. The movie prompts viewers to contemplate the idea that there might be a greater purpose behind seemingly random occurrences. The Hess family resides on a farm situated in Doylestown, Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Graham Hess used to be an Episcopal priest but lost his faith in God following the tragic demise of his wife, Colleen. She was involved in a devastating traffic accident caused by a veterinarian named Ray Reddy. Graham is also struggling to come to terms with his son Morgan's asthma, which inflicts considerable suffering on the young boy. No longer practicing his religious beliefs, Graham lives with his daughter Bo. Bo has a peculiar habit of leaving half-filled glasses of water throughout the house. Graham's younger brother Merrill is also part of their household. Merrill was once a promising minor league baseball player whose habit of swinging at any pitch hindered him from making it to the major leagues. Life on Graham's farm remains rather uneventful until an enigmatic crop circle emerges in the cornfield. The circle's origin and purpose are shrouded in mystery. Some locals speculate that it might be a prank, while a few others entertain the notion that it could be the creation of intelligent alien life. Meanwhile, reports of aggressive animal behavior begin to spread throughout the town. This is substantiated by one of the Hess family dogs attempting to attack Bo and Morgan. In response, Morgan kills the dog using a barbecue fork, leaving him in a state of shock and silence. As the narrative unfolds, it becomes evident that Graham's farm is being monitored. One night, he and Merrill pursue a tall, shadowy figure observed spying on them from the barn's rooftop. This mysterious entity swiftly disappears into the crops, moving with an unnatural speed and ease that defies explanation. Soon, Graham and his family discover that similar crop circles have suddenly appeared worldwide, at a pace too rapid for them to be mere elaborate hoaxes. Morgan becomes intrigued by a sheriff's radio walkie-talkie, learning that it operates in a one-way communication mode. He finds an old baby monitor in the basement, and decides to bring it into town. During their journey back home, they hear strange noises resembling bubbling and clicking emanating from the baby monitor. Morgan interprets these sounds as potential alien communication. He climbs onto the car roof to improve the signal, persuading his family to join hands to enhance the connection. However, the noises cease shortly thereafter. Morgan hypothesizes that these noises were exchanges between two of the enigmatic visitors. On that evening, prompted by their other dog's persistent barking, Graham ventures into the cornfield to investigate. Among the rustling stalks, he catches the unusual clicking sounds. In a loud and resolute voice, he addresses the unseen presence, warning that their attempts to stalk his family or his farm will not garner any attention. Suddenly, his gaze locks onto a lengthy, green leg vanishing into the corn. Startled, he dashes back to the safety of the house before glancing over his shoulder. He then gathers Bo, Morgan, and Merrill and permits them to switch on the television, a stance he had vehemently opposed earlier. As they tune in to the news, they learn of the reports detailing large, enigmatic, and unidentifiable lights spotted hovering over Mexico City. During that night, Graham engages in a conversation with Merrill regarding his own faith. The discussion unveils that Graham's belief in God has waned since the accident that claimed his wife's life. Graham muses that there are two types of people: those who perceive signs and miracles, and those who see mere coincidences. Which type do you belong to? Merrill recounts a personal anecdote about nearly being vomited on while attempting to kiss a girl at a party, affirming his belief in miracles. When Merrill poses the same question to his brother, Graham remains silent. Subsequently, a flashback ensues, depicting Graham arriving at the scene of a calamity, still clad in his clerical attire. He witnesses his wife trapped against a tree by a truck, and an officer informs him that she has little time left, her life sustained only by the truck pinning her in place. The flashback fades away. The next morning, Merrill comes across astonishing video footage on the news showing an alien sighting at a boy's birthday party in Paso Fundo, Rio Grande do Sul, Brazil. In the meantime, Graham pays a brief visit to Ray Reddy's residence. He discovers Ray gazing vacantly out of his car window, blood seeping from his wounds. Ray expresses remorse for the accident and cryptically mentions that they don't like water, revealing that many people have headed to the lake. He discloses that he managed to trap one in his pantry. As Ray drives away, leaving Graham in the driveway, in a more extended scene, Graham embarks on an investigation. Armed with a carving knife from the kitchen, he employs it as a makeshift mirror to glimpse the intruder's reflection beneath the pantry door. In a shocking turn, non-human fingers attempt to claw at his hand from the other side. Taken aback, Graham severs the fingers with the knife and hastily retreats. Upon returning home, Graham presents his family with two options: either go to the lake, hoping the aliens are averse to water, or remain at home. After a family vote, during which Graham's vote stands for both him and his deceased wife, they opt to stay put. They fortify all doors and windows as Graham and Merrill work on this task. Meanwhile, Morgan and Bo watch the news and learn that the mysterious aerial lights have materialized over around 274 cities globally, emerging within close proximity to crop formations. These sightings are rapidly increasing. Before completing the fortifications, the family decides to share a final meal together, featuring their favorite dishes. In an emotionally charged scene, Graham embraces his children and brother as they shed tears, recognizing the profound impact of Colleen's death on them and their shared fears. Abruptly, the baby monitor emits its familiar, enigmatic sounds. Graham checks the television only to realize that it has ceased broadcasting. After sealing off the remaining doors and windows, the family congregates in the living room, anticipating the arrival of the aliens. Their dog, inadvertently left outside, starts barking frantically but is swiftly silenced with a yelp. Before long, a sound signifies something climbing onto the roof, then breaking into the attic. Merrill realizes the oversight of neglecting to secure the attic access door in the ceiling. In response, the family hastily retreats to the basement. The intruders soon locate the basement door and attempt to force their way in. Faced with the need to barricade the door, Merrill seizes a mattock, inadvertently shattering their lantern. After locating a flashlight, Graham notices that Morgan is positioned near an old coal chute. A sudden alien hand reaches out, grabbing at Morgan. Merrill promptly shields the chute with hefty bags of dog food. As he turns back toward his brother, he witnesses Graham in anguish, cradling Morgan, who is suffering an asthma attack without his inhaler. Graham directs his frustration towards his faith and deity for allowing Morgan to undergo needless suffering, while Merrill and his daughter watch helplessly. Eventually, they opt to conserve their flashlight batteries and switch them off. The family remains concealed in the basement throughout the night, with Graham diligently coaching his son to breathe despite the asthma attack. Over the radio, they learn of a newly devised strategy to repel the invaders, causing them to retreat and even abandon their wounded. Graham determines that they should emerge from the basement to retrieve medicine for Morgan. Noticing the absence of a signal on the walkie-talkie, the family ascends the stairs. Merrill informs Graham about reports of humans fighting back against the invaders, recounting incidents where some individuals were killed after being sprayed with a toxic gas by the aliens. Merrill expresses his fervent wish to spare his brother from losing his faith and facing the same terror he experienced in the basement. Unexpectedly, they find themselves face to face with an alien for the first time. Before anyone can react, the alien seizes Morgan, using him as a hostage. A spiny tube extends from the alien's wrist, releasing a spray of poisonous gas onto Morgan's face. The continuation of Graham's recollection of Colleen's death unfolds. In her final moments, Colleen maintains her clarity and confesses her love for Graham. She implores him to care for their children and to convey a message to Meryl, urging him to swing away. Returning to the present, Graham catches sight of Meryl's prized baseball trophy displayed on the wall. He instructs Meryl to swing away. In a composed manner, Meryl grasps the baseball bat and launches an attack on the alien. The alien relinquishes its hold on Morgan as a result. In a swift realization, Meryl discerns that water proves fatal to the alien. He capitalizes on the numerous half-empty glasses of water that Bo had scattered throughout the house, employing them to vanquish the alien. Meanwhile, Graham escorts Morgan outdoors and administers his asthma medication. Morgan makes a swift recovery, as his asthma attack has prevented him from inhaling the alien's poisonous gas. Recognizing the significance of Colleen's parting words and how they effectively preserved the lives of his remaining family, Graham's faith is rekindled. The concluding scene depicts wintry weather outside, with Graham resuming his clerical attire as he prepares for a church service. In conclusion, Signs is a gripping science fiction thriller that effectively blends suspense, mystery, and philosophical themes. M. Night Shyamalan's directorial style shines through in the tense atmosphere he creates, and strong performances from the cast elevate the emotional resonance of the story. While the film isn't without its detractors, it remains an intriguing exploration of the unknown and a thought-provoking addition to the science fiction genre. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed the content and found it valuable. If you did, we kindly ask you to consider subscribing to our channel. By subscribing, you'll become part of our community, gaining access to more exciting videos, informative content, and engaging discussions. It's the best way to stay updated with all our latest releases and be the first to know when we publish something new. Subscribing to our channel is absolutely free, and it helps us tremendously in reaching a wider audience and producing even better content for you. Plus, it shows us that you appreciate what we do, and that means the world to us.